Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham on day 3 of the month of the Ramanujans. I welcome Lord Ramanuj to his celebration. I welcome Guruji to our celebration of the month of the Ramanujans, the two greatest Ramanujans of all times. And I want to go into a small story today. So, I want to discuss Lord Ramanuj and his Guru. So Lord Ramanuj's Guru was Yamanuj Acharya, and Yamanuj Acharya was a spiritual person. At the age of 20, he won a debate, a spiritual debate, and he was given a kingdom. And he got absorbed into material life. He forgot his spirituality until he was reminded by one of his grandfather's disciples. He came back into spirituality, and at this point in time in India there was mass confusion like the confusion in Sanatana Dharma that's existing today around the world. There is mass confusion today, and in the times of Yamanuj Acharya there was also mass confusion. There were many deities that were being worshipped with the equivalent of the Supreme Lord, and it was also a very beautiful time in our Sanatana Dharma where the poems of the Alvars in Tamil and the Tamil language was synthesized with the Vedic injunctions of the Sanskrit language. And when these two great languages came together, describing the Supreme Lord through the Vedas, but through poetry, the Alvars and their contribution to Sanatana Dharma made its presence. And it was Yamanuj Acharya's desire for someone to bring this to the Tamil language together with the 4,000 hymns of the Alvars and have it synthesized with the Vedas that was in Sanskrit. This was the desire of Yamanuj Acharya, and he had the opportunity of seeing his disciple in Kanchipuram. He had a glimpse of Ramanuj Acharya walking past, and he instinctively knew, or spiritually knew, that this young man is going to make his desires of this synthesis of the Sanskrit Vedas and the 4,000 poems or hymns by the Alvars come into reality. Remember, they never met again, and Lord Ramanuj never met him. And I'm saying this on day number 2 because some people want to know how I became a guru without meeting my guru. Well, here's a precedent that was set 1,000 years ago when Lord Ramanuj never met his guru. He never saw his guru alive. But his guru made him his disciple. So this is a precedent in Sanatana Dharma. It's unquestionable, nobody can question it. And I say on numerous occasions, no one is born to question my relationship with my spiritual master yet. And in a meeting with my guru's family in 2017, the family drew a resolution together that not even any member of the family can question my relationship with Guruji. So that being cast in stone, but I like to bring it every now and again because there are people, instead of following and learning from my teachings, they want to try and become technical. Lord Sri Ramanuj followed his Guru's instructions to the T. The Vedas was ultimately synthesized with the poems of the 12 Alvars. For those of you who do not know who the Alvars are, go on my driveway above the fish pond, starting from one end right to the front of Lord Narayan Murthy. I have 8 Alvars and 4 Alvars. Those are the 12 Alvars on this side of the building. And surrounding the building on the other 3 sides are the 10 incarnations of Lord Sriman Narayan. So this entire building is powered with the Alvars, Lord Sri Ramanuj, my Guruji, and the incarnations of Lord Sri Narayan. And I explained on Sunday that this is the only ashram on the African continent that is a bona fide ashram of Lord Sri Ramanuj, as it was inaugurated by a Pancharatra Agama priest that inaugurated both this ashram and my Guruji's ashram. So you can see it is authentic, it is bona fide, everything is there. And I keep saying on my right hand side, when I did my arti, on the left photograph, you'll see Lord Ramanuj body, that photograph, and that body in it is 1,007 years old. The body still exists today in Sri Lanka. Anyone can take a flight there and you'll see that exact body in that position after 1,007 years, still existing without any embalming. The hair grows, the nail grows, and Lord Ramanuj is cleansed by Pancharatra Agama priest timelessly. And then in the center, that Murti of Lord Ramanuj I purchased at the ashram of his birthplace. And that ashram is 3,000 years old. Remember, Lord Ramanuj is 1,007 years old. That ashram at his birthplace is 3,000 years old. So a little story, as I said, today is a day of stories. I was summoned by by the mother or by the wife of my Guru, whom we lovingly called Guruma, and her son Madhusudan Acharya, to come to India and resolve an issue with the eldest son who had hijacked the ashram. So I went in 2018. I went there earlier in 2017. I went there in 2015 when this hijacking took place. I then went in 2017 and subsequently in 2018 I was summoned by my Guru's wife and son, and my intention was to go and fast outside the gates of the Sri Siddhartha Ashram, go on a hunger strike until the matter was amicably resolved. However, when I was in mid-flight, a disciple of Swami Chinnajaya, whose ashram is in Hyderabad, facilitated accommodation for me at that ashram in Hyderabad. So when I landed in Delhi, I got a notification that I must not go to Faridabad, but I must go to this ashram. There will be people that will pick me up at the airport, and lodgings were already booked. So I went to another devotee of Guruji. He's still around. He can verify all of whatever I am saying. As I said, whatever I state, whenever I state it, no matter how big or small, it's always evidential. No speculation, no perceptions. Whatever I do in my life, it's always evidential. And this man is still alive, he's around, he's in Durban. And he accompanied me throughout this entire trip. So from Delhi, we took a flight to Hyderabad. Hospitality was great. I was picked up at the airport. We were picked up at the airport and taken to Chinnajaya Swami's ashram in Faridabad. There's enough videos and photographs of this visit. I stayed there for 6 days. I had a personal meeting together with my brother disciple who had accompanied me, and again this can be verified. I had a personal meeting together with my brother, with Swami Chinnajaya, and the very first question I asked him, I said, see, I was initiated by Guruji's son, now he wants me killed, he wants me taken out of the way. I rejected his initiation and took initiation from the righteous son. Is this within the Vedas? Is there anything wrong? He said, no, there's nothing wrong. I asked him, must I initiate myself with you as you are one of the most senior gurus in the Sri Vaishnavism? And he said, no, your initiation is bona fide. Please do not get involved in this family matter. I will resolve it. You go back to South Africa and continue continue on the excellent work that you are doing in spreading the name of Lord Sri Ramanujan. I have a video to this effect. He introduced me, it was Krishna Janmashtami. There is a video there where he is commending the work that I do in Africa, acknowledging my title and who I am. So, again, I have stated, there is nobody born in this world to dispute who I am from many platforms, not just from one platform. I attended his morning services, and the very first day that I stood in front of the Murti, there was a Murti, huge Murti, life-size Murti of Lord Ram and Mother Sita, and as I stood and I fixed my gaze on Lord Ram, my bones began to melt and I had to take a seat. The next day, I experienced exactly the same thing. So in this meeting, I informed him of this mysterious feeling that had encompassed my body, and he explained that God chooses who he wants as his devotee. And this was electrification of the potency from Lord Ram into my body. And then at the same meeting, I also explained to him that I have 4 distinctive marks on my body. And he once again, after perusing the marks on my body, asked me to humble myself, come back to South Africa and preach the teachings of Lord Sri Ramanuj. And from 2017, I started preaching on live broadcast around the world. And since then, I have over 800 one-hour YouTube videos of my preaching, all from the scriptures. So I took and I take my instructions from my seniors very, very seriously. I took my instruction from my guru without even meeting him to create a divine society. I've established that I'm the only guru in this country ever to bring all of society into one ashram. This ashram is the only ashram in this country. And as I said, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I'm blowing the trumpet of Lord Sri Ramanuj, because he is the social integrator and the seed that was planted in my consciousness to bring people of all races, all religion, all cultures into one and call it oneness. That seed was planted into me by Lord Sri Ramanuj, and I have insurmountable evidence, second to none, that I've accomplished it. And the only reason I accomplished it is I am a disciplined devotee of the Lord. Whatever instructions I get, I comply 100%. And my mantra has been, every morning when I get up, I ask my guru, what more can I do for you today? And my entire life, on a daily basis, revolves on what more can I do for my guru every day. And it is with that intention I have raised myself as a simple devotee of both my Guru and my Lord without any fear or favor. Simply asking my Guru, what more can I do for you today? Every morning. And every morning I do more than I did yesterday. So it is in these, in this month of the Ramanujans where I can explain who I am, where I can explain who my Guru is, where I can explain who God is, and where I can explain who you are. Because we have 22 consecutive back-to-back satsangs. And it is personal. It's about the month of the Ramanujans. It's personal. It's about us. It's about this ashram. It's about Mother Lakshmi. It's about Lord Sriman Narayan. It's about Lord Ramanuj. So coming back to Chinnajaya Swami's ashram, on my last morning, he cancelled his main, after Aarti, he cancelled whatever he do in the ashram, and he spent the next 45 minutes giving instructions to his senior disciples, and he plotted a route that I should take for the next 2 weeks. So my very first stop from him in Hyderabad was to Lord Ramanuj's birthplace. It's a very long word, I think I must write it down. Shri Perendur. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Shri Perendur. I had to fly there and then take a taxi to the temple or the ashram, which was 3,000 years old. And I want to tell you the story. I landed there at 8 p.m. And Chinnajaya had a lodging where I was to stay for the next 3 days or 2 days. And we just left our bags and we ran to the temple. The temple was a few hundred meters. It was about 8. And I have videos that as soon as I came out of the lodging, in the heat of the night, I panned the video up. I took this video. I panned it up to show that there was stars in the sky, not a single cloud. And I did a commentary on the video that it was drizzling. And I showed the drizzle. I showed the drizzle. I don't know who can find these videos. 2018, September, Krishna Janmashtami. Somebody can go on my Facebook page. You can find this. And I did this live. I have this habit of catching my spiritual evidence live on Facebook, so nobody can dispute. Nobody can say I doctored it. You can't doctor a live video. It's captured in real time. And this rain was Lord Sri Ramanuj himself welcoming me to his birthplace. In every religion, when it rains without a cloud, what does it mean? blessings by the Supreme Lord Himself. And this video exists, somebody can find it and repost it to confirm what I'm saying. And I come from the military, I have a background in law. This is how I like to present myself. I like to present myself with evidence. Whatever I do, I like to present it with evidence, because I was an atheist for 30 years. I did not believe in God. And now that I believe in God, I know who God is. For me to convince you, then it is necessary for me to provide evidence every step of my way and every step of my relationship with the Supreme Lord. I like to provide evidence, and there is enough evidence in my 10, 12 years now, 2013, 11 years. Yes, I don't think any other guru has provided the amount of evidence that I have provided. You can go and test it in my relationship with the Supreme Lord. It's all there. And this welcoming rain is well documented. I went into the ashram and I found one of the disciples from the ashram closed the gate, and he said, unfortunately I cannot go inside the ashram because the spirit of Lord Ramanuj preceded my entry. The spirit of Lord Ramanuj preceded my entry, and on the 5th of every month, that temple celebrates Lord Ramanuj's birthday. So it was the 5th of September 2018. So this same video that I recorded the rain, being blessed with the rain, and when we entered the ashram, I panned the video and showed the rain again, and this disciple gave the explanation that just in front of me, Lord Ramanuj had walked in, his spirit has walked in, and they had closed the doors and we cannot enter. Can you see the timing? Tell me, in a billion, what are the chances in a billion that I land at Lord Ramanuj's birthplace? I land at the ashram, I took a taxi and I landed at the ashram a few seconds before Lord Ramanuj's soul could enter that ashram. In a billion, what are the chances? What are the chances? You understand what I'm saying? And this is recorded on our live. Otherwise, people will say Guru is good at making up stories. This Guru is is a good storyteller. So I smack these idiots with my live videos. I smack these idiots with my live videos because no one can manipulate a live video. You can doctor technology now, you can doctor anything. You can doctor a video, you can doctor anything, but no one has yet found a way to doctor a live video. So I entered the domain of Lord Sri Ramanuj and I was welcomed by himself. That rain was symbolic of Lord Sri Ramanuj ushering me into that ashram immediately after he had entered. And this murti on my right hand side in the middle of those two photographs is from that ashram. And all the potency that exists in Lord Ramanuj at his birthplace also exists in that murti here in this ashram. And if I have a conscientious devotee, somebody to back the Guru up with conscience, then that person can go and find my lives where people came to this ashram, Christians, Muslims, all races, all religions that came to this ashram, you'll find people telling you that this place is amazing. This place is spiritual. Eminent Muslim leaders have stated that. Eminent bishops and pastors have stated that. Eminent Hindus have stated that. Eminent blacks have stated that. Eminent coloreds have stated that. Eminent whites have stated that. I'm using the word eminent because you can bring any Tom, Dick and Harry and say this ashram is powerful. I'm bringing people who have a following, people who are known in this society, Muslim leaders, Christian leaders, they have all endorsed the spiritual potency of this ashram. Every one of them. And I'm saying, if I have a real, diligent, conscientious person that can go into 2021 right up to 2023 and go into these talks that these people gave, you'll find every one of them establishing this fact. And even on Sunday, that bhajan singer, that lady that landed here, we didn't ask her to give a testimony. She took the mic and she gave a testimony on her own. You understand? So again, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. If I do not advertise for Lord Ramanuj, Guruji and the Supreme Lord, and they are all not here physically, they are here spiritually, they are working through me as an instrument, then who is going to do that? Because I don't have loyal devotees that got the guts to go out on their own and tell the world how great the Guru is. I don't, unfortunately. Like there are many gurus in the world, their devotees go and brand the gurus. Yes? I never found a devotee that go out and brand. Besides Vasan, nobody has taken the step to go out and brand. You understand? So this is where we are. If this system cannot be branded by my disciples, and I am also a disciple of my Guru, I have to brand. Yes, there's a visitor here today. If I didn't tell her all these things, would she have known? She is going to go home today and say, hey, I need to come back to this ashram. Yes? Yes, she's acknowledging. Because we have to, like the demon always brands himself, we have one demon branding himself all over. Now he's in another arena, and he's still branding himself. Then why can't we divine people not brand ourselves? All of you understand? So, my trip, my proximity to Lord Ramanuj, my proximity to my Guru, and my proximity to the Supreme Lord. You can't wedge the thinnest paper that's on earth in between us. Again, I might be blowing my own trumpet, but those of you that are intelligent, then you will read in between the lines. This is my personal journey, because every Guru needs to retrace the footsteps of his Guru. Every Guru needs to retrace the footsteps of his Guru. I adequately retrace the footsteps of my own Guru. which I will discuss from the 22nd to the 27th of May, will be stories about my relationship with my own guru. Again, Facebook Live. So, this is my story with Lord Sri Ramanuj. This is personal, spiritual, and I can blow my trumpet because it's a month of the Ramanujans. It's our month. And again, I'm stating this temple is the only temple outside of India on the African continent that has been inaugurated by a Pancharatra Agama priest from India, who is a disciple of Swami Chinajaya. And let's even put this more in its spiritual, evidential context. Immediately me arriving in South Africa, I got connected to Gautam Acharya. Gautam Acharya is a disciple of Chinajaya Swami. And Gautam Acharya contacted me from India. He landed here in South Africa. He did 2 verdict injunction prayers, 1 year at Kampala. I didn't have this ashram at that point in time. And 1 in Newcastle. 1 in Newcastle. And then he came down and he inaugurated this ashram. And he is a disciple of Chinajaya Swami, and both him and Chinajaya Swami inaugurated Guruji's ashram in 1999 in Faridabad, India. So is there any way I am not part of this system? Can anyone in the world say that I am a self-appointed guru, I'm not part of this system? Only a drunk, demonic person might dream that. Yes? There's no one. There's no one. And there's insurmountable evidence. There is so much of evidence that even a blind man won't make that accusation. You understand? So that's the spiritual part of my discussion today. And from Sunday, I wanted to discuss this topic. I'm bringing it. I said that I'm going to spend half my discourse on the month of the Ramanujans, myself, my Guru, and our Adi Guru, Lord Sri Ramanuj, and the other half, or even less than half of the time, because South Africa is in a state of depression. This country is in a state of depression, and as a Guru, it is my duty to intervene and unlock this depression. I am going to discuss the ashram's role in politics and politicians generally. And my topic for today is Thabo Mbeki. All of you have heard of Thabo Mbeki. He should be best known. You know he is well educated. You all know he was educated in United Kingdom. I think educated in economics. Economics? Okay. Very educated man who stated that HIV does not cause AIDS. You all know that he stated this.
Yes.
You all know that was his policy when he was president. Is that a scientific truth? Is that a scientific truth? So everybody who died in the 10 years through AIDS who could not have intervention, who will be the cause for the murder or their death? Who would be directly responsible for the death of those people that could not survive because there was no intervention and the state could not support those who died from AIDS? Can we call him a murderer?
Yes.
Can we call him a murderer?
Yes. Yes.
Anyone in that period who could not be saved by HIV treatment because he refused to believe that HIV causes AIDS, then is he not responsible for the death of South Africans who died through AIDS? That's number one. Number two, in 2007, he asked for a 90 million rand fencing around his house. How many million?
90.
In 2007. And we're talking about, everyone is talking about Nkandla. I love how Jacob Zuma says it. He said before people could not pronounce that name. Now even whites are saying Nkandla. How much was spent in Nkandla?
He was less than
About 220 million. And that was when? Now look at 220 million with a beautiful swimming pool. And look at 90 million, just a fence. Just a fence. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Look at the uproar of Nkandla and look at the silence of this 90 million rand fence that was proposed. Nobody objected. And this was in 2007. Then look at all these people dying from HIV and AIDS. And who was the next president that gave free HIV/AIDS treatment to South Africans and saved the lives of people in this country? Who was that man? Who? Jacob Zuma. Look at Thabo Mbeki. Nobody does anything to him or says anything about him, and yet so many people died because he took a wrong decision. Yes?
Yeah.
Then look at Jacob Zuma, who saved the lives of so many million South Africans from death due to HIV by programming free treatment. ARVs were made free to the entire country. Can you see the difference? And what we calling him? Corrupt. We calling him corrupt. But he was the savior of society. I'm just comparing these two. Thabo Mbeki and Jacob Zuma, and I want you to use your rationality, your common sense. I want you to use your mind and see from these two. President Zuma, no formal education. I think somebody said standard 3, right? And here's a man, and where was he educated? London. Brandy and fat cigars. You know London? Brandy and fat cigars. Okay? And yes, President Jacob Zuma, who brings the country back from the demise of Thabo Mbeki. He runs it on course. He stops load shedding. He promises in 2015, under his watch, there won't be load shedding. And for the next 2 years, there was no load shedding. Okay? And then, did we have 2/3 majority in Thabo Mbeki's time? Yes? We had 2/3 majority. Could we have changed Section 25 of the Constitution? And what does Section 25 deal with in the Constitution? Land. It deals with, if he was a true citizen of South Africa, then he would have changed and taken out who? White monopoly capital. He was the only president who had legal power to remove the white monopoly capital for the benefit of the masses in South Africa. Did he do it?
No.
What it means? Who's his handlers? Who did he appease? Did he appease majority of South Africans, or did he appease white monopoly capital? Who did he appease? White monopoly capital. Then I got a video of him. I got a video of him stating that he will not campaign and vote for the ANC of Rama. I got a video. We deal with evidence. I got a video. He said, I will not campaign or vote for the ANC of Rama. Then I got another video last week of Thabo Mbeki stating that President Zuma knows very well that this ANC is the ANC and it cannot be the ANC of Rama. Who said this? Thabo, Brandy and Siga, Mbeki. Alright? Just within 2 or 3 months. Now you understand his brain when he denied HIV causes AIDS. Can you understand his schizophrenic thinking? Schizophrenic thinking. What does schizophrenia mean? 2 personalities. He said, I will not vote and campaign for the ANC of Rama. Then 2 months later, his other character kicks in and he says, how can Zuma call the ANC Ramaphosa's ANC. Who said this? His other character. His other character, that character who could not give the land back, who could not change the constitution, today he is saying, today he is campaigning for the same criminal ANC, and he is stating that the ANC will fix the problems of South Africa. Who is saying this? Thabo Mbeki. If the ANC has stooped so low, really low, to bring Mr. Mbeki and campaign for them. Yes? On the 3rd of October, when was my birthday celebrated last year? On what date? 3rd or 10th? 10th. On the 10th of October, I reported Thabo Mbeki to the Deputy President's office. You remember I said that in my speech as well?
Yes.
Because Thabo Mbeki was with an interfaith. He was in an interfaith stating that the ANC must be uprooted. Who was saying that? Thabo Mbeki. I have the videos. I reported him through Professor Mocheka, who was present at my birthday. You all remember?
Yes.
And Professor Mocheka, in my presence, informed the Deputy President Paul Mashatile that Thabo Mbeki was in an interfaith meeting wanting to overthrow the ANC government. And today he is campaigning, retracted all that he said. And that is why I'm saying, how low can the ANC get by bringing Thabo Mbeki to campaign? So they brought in Thabo Mbeki, Motlanthe. You all remember Motlanthe?
Yes, sir.
In 2017, he made a public statement. In 2017, he made a public statement stating that the ANC must lose the next elections. And he is head of elections for ANC. He made a public statement, for the ANC to come right, they must lose the next election. Have you all seen Motlanthe?
Yeah.
What he's doing?
Campaigning for the ANC.
How low can the ANC get? Then, today, I was shocked to see Mr. Tokyo. Mr. Tokyo campaigning for the ANC. And yesterday I was shocked to see the former Deputy President of South Africa, the gangster. The gangster, what's his name? Starts with a D? I never heard of him before in my life until he became the Deputy President. Alright? He is also campaigning for the ANC. So we got Tokyo, we got Becky, Motlanthe, and his name starts with a D, I just can't get it. And I'm saying all these people were against the ANC. How low can the ANC get to bring these people, right? Against how many? I want you to use your logic. Use your logic. So many people against one man. They went and brought an army. This is why I'm saying, this is just like the battle of Kurukshetra. Pandavas was 5 and Kauravas was 100. Can you see 5 to 100? One man, President Zuma. Look at how many people. Isn't the ANC showing the weakness? They don't have a strategist with them. Then every case the ANC is opening against us, we winning. Zuma won the first case. President Zuma won the second case. President Zuma won the third case. Then they set a trap for him. They tried to kill him in Ishawe. You know, following the presidential convoy, there's 3 cars in the back, there's 3 cars in the front. In the center was President Zuma's car. Conveniently, one drunk man shot a red robo. He never hit any of the 7 cars, but he hit President Zuma's car directly. That even failed. 3 cases, trying to hit him, didn't fail. Then they went and bought Tumalo. You know Tumalo? Who registered MK party for us? They bought him a beautiful house in Pelito. They spent 4 million on 2 vehicles for him. Even that didn't work out. Then they got the CIA. They got the IEC. And on the 10th, on Friday, the Constitutional Court hearing, even that won't work out. You understand? And with all these schizophrenic former leaders of the ANC banding against President Zuma, even that is not working out. I've been around the country, I've been around KwaZulu-Natal, I'm coming back from Pretoria. Everywhere you go, if you say you know what to do on the 29th of May, what people tell you? Vote MK. Every toll that I pass, when I'm paying or receiving my change, I say, you know what to do 29th May? Vote MK. Anywhere I go, you know what to do 29th May? Vote MK. So, I want to conclude by saying that I met a lot of whites. Whites are voting M. You can see clearly now. You can see clearly now how when I said President Zuma was not corrupt many years ago, is the evidence falling into place without us doing anything? Is the evidence falling into place? President Zuma is not doing anything. All he's doing is campaigning for MK, which is his brainchild, which is his party. We're not going anywhere and fighting. You don't see him on TV accusing anyone or saying anything. In a saintly way, he is addressing his people. Have you ever seen looting with MK? We dance in every day in every corner of South Africa. There is some campaign happening. We go to the campaign, we sing and dance, and we go home. Have you heard of any incidents, violent, immoral, unethical incident of MK anywhere in this country? And sometimes our campaigns are in the big thousands. When we go to court, how many thousand MK members there? Look at the discipline. Look at the order. This is a personification of Jacob Zuma himself. His children want to obey him. Every MK member is his child. And also many Indians will vote for the MK because intelligent people are seeing that there was an unseen hand behind Zuma's presidency. So the white monopoly capital, they were the first people to fail. They made an offer to Zuma, and Zuma rejected that offer. So even they failed. Everyone is failing against MK. We can never lose this election. If we lose this election, it means that the IEC manipulated the results. Because right now, MK is 60%. Right now, as of today, MK has 60% of the vote. How can you lose if you have 60% of the vote? And I saw another video clip somewhere of over 50 home affair trucks, I have the video clip. Over 50 home affair trucks moving in a convoy in the villages. What do you think they're doing? Because voters have already registered. Registration is over. What are these 50 trucks, home affair trucks, marked their Department of Home Affairs, driving through South Africa in the Bundus? What are they doing? What do you think they're doing?
Registering voters.
Creating a parallel system of citizens, which will be dummy citizens. Yes? And they'll create something with the CIA. I'm not too well versed into technology, but I know the CIA will tap into our technology and they will try to change results. So I'm making South Africans aware. I am making South Africans aware. Indians are not marginalized. Don't get fooled by the biggest fool in the village. Alright? Don't get fooled by the biggest fool in the village. The entire population of South Africa is marginalized. Yes?
Yes.
Coloreds are marginalized. The black majority is marginalized. And the Indians are marginalized. All of us are marginalized. Nobody can go and say that Indians are marginalized unless that person is drunk and also drugged. This white monopoly capital ensured that the entire South African population is marginalized. Yes or no? We have a black government. If we want to say Indians are marginalized, then the black government was supposed to cater for every black person. Is every black person prosperous in this country? Right around us, while we live in our luxury dwellings, around here in Reservoir Hills, Ward 23. How many Indians here? About 2,000? We live in proper houses. There's 20,000 living around us in abject poverty. Yes or no?
Yes.
How can we say Indians are marginalized? Can we say that? You understand? The right terminology would be majority of South Africans of all races have been marginalized by the current ANC government. Can we say that? And we can say, I'm a champion for all the marginalized people in South Africa. I'm the champion for all marginalized people in South Africa, and if you elect me, I will go champion that cause in Parliament. Then will it make sense?
Yes.
But if you say and you lie and say Indians are marginalized, then it's a lie. There is no evidence, no proof. You understand? So I'll keep bringing this in its perspective because I want to beg my Indian brothers and sisters. You have an opportunity to rectify the mistakes you made when you voted for the DA. This election, vote for Ubaba. This election, vote for Ubaba Jacob Zuma, because he has a proven track record. No other party had a president. Use your brains. Which party had a president that ruled South Africa? Did President Zuma rule South Africa? Has he been proven evidentially the best president right from Mandela, Mbeki, and Ramaphosa? Evidentially, has he been proven the best president?
Yes.
Why can't you get him back in the presidency? Logic, common sense. Don't waste your time on any small parties. There's this man, he already proved himself that he was the best president. Now there's an opportunity for him to be the president again. The last time when he was president, he had the system against him. He couldn't make dramatic changes because he belonged in a NEC. Whatever changes he made had to be voted yes or no. And the white monopoly had bought the rest of the NEC. So they always voted against him. He couldn't make drastic changes. Today he's the owner of his own party. What changes you think he can make, and how fast do you think he can effect the changes if we go into power? In 3 months' time, where you think this country will be? In 6 months' time, where you think this country will be? In a year's time, where you think this country will be? All of you understand? So vote wisely. Don't get fooled by a fool. Don't get fooled by all these schizophrenic, high-profile dropouts of the ANC. Vote
Okay.
MK. Jai Shri Ram.